Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alright, okay. So your Blitzcrank starts off by flashing into nothing. Okay, the first thing I would do in a game like this, right? Before you need to start getting into this habit. Before, like in the loading screen, you need to look here, look at team comps. Try to figure out what you want to do based off these matchups. So Irelia into Set. Set is kind of annoying to gank, but Irelia is sometimes good to gank for, and she'll go Ignite. So they both have Ignite. So this lane, if you impact it, it could be very strong, right? When you have double Ignite top lane, whoever wins, if one of them gets to kill the other person and crash the wave, they will just win the lane a lot of the time. So if you can influence it, the word we would use for a lane like this is volatile, which means it could go either way. So when a lane can go either way, you want to be as a jungler, you want to be the variable or the impact that makes it go your way. Make the Irelia win, not the Set. And then we look at mid lane. Both of these champions are low mobility and squishy, so this lane could go either way, right? But Anivia has Ghost and Flash, so it's sometimes a little harder. But if your Lux hits a bind, you can maybe kill. So you can look mid. I wouldn't prioritize it though, because they're both like gonna wave clear. Like they're ranged mage champions will wave clear, so mid lane is like, you know, if there's a free kill, you go. And then you have Caitlyn Blitzcrank versus Samira Senna. This lane could be weird, you know. This lane could end up in fights. And you have Blitzcrank. It's always nice to gank a Blitzcrank lane, so if I was playing this, I would probably maybe try to I would try to 3 camp and gank one of the side lanes and then reset and gank the other side lane. Like what I like to do a lot in Lee Sin, like in this situation, I would start red buff and then I'd do Raptors and then I'd do Krugs and then just gank bot lane. Because these champions are super squishy and you have a Blitzcrank that can just flash on them. Well, he wasted his flash, so maybe then it's not as good. Or remember what I decide? That's fine. As long, but like, it doesn't matter what you decide this game. I'm just trying to teach you how I think about like what to decide. I don't think there's a wrong answer in this game. You can go like, this has to play super well. The timing of his Q, or they just hard lose. Yeah, I mean the matchup, I don't know much about bot lane matchups, right? I know that these guys have range advantage and whatever. But the matchup doesn't matter if you have Blitzcrank and you're ganking and the Blitzcrank has his flash up, it's a guaranteed kill. Right? Because if you do the 3 camp gank right here, usually when you make your bot lane leash, the enemy bot lane will push in, especially when they're double range. So the lane is gonna be like right here, and you're gonna gank from behind, and the Blitzcrank's gonna flash. And they have to run all the way up here to get away. So you're gonna kill at least one person. If the Blitz is shits, yeah. I mean, this Blitzcrank is kind of an idiot because he wastes his flash early, so it kind of makes your gank a little bit harder. And then you look at jungle matchup, and you think, okay, Echo, you probably can't fight you early game, but Echo is a pedophile champion that gets random kills and carries. That's my thought process on. Okay, sorry. But the early Blitz Flash, does that change your gameplay? Yeah, it changes your gameplay. Because you always have to think, with Blitzcrank and Thresh, when they have their flash up and you gank early, it's a guaranteed kill. But without it, he has to hit his Q, right? Or the enemy team has to miss position. So when I see that, I might try to gank. I don't know, you could still go for the gank, right? It's just not as guaranteed. I don't really know Bel'Veth that much, so I don't really know where to start. Like, I don't know. I don't play Bel'Veth. I mean, depending on its early game goes, like, maybe someone else flashes. Your Lux flash, and I have to think that the Echo probably wants to gank mid early because they have a stun plus Lux flashed. So, like, if I was them, I would just gank mid lane. Okay. Pretty much every lane is gankable though this game, so you can't really go you can't go wrong. You also could be thinking like maybe you can cover your Blitzcrank because he has no flash. Maybe their Echo will look. Your Blitzcrank tanked fucking 3 autos. Napoleon, what's up, bro? I don't really understand. Okay. Your Caitlyn didn't unleash and your Blitzcrank tanked 3 autos. That's really interesting. Okay, so you're doing your Krugs. Oh, let's change it to only our vision. So do this. Hold on, I need to do the zoom out shit. There we go. So when you're walking from Krugs to Raptors, you always want to like put your camera here, put your camera here, put your camera here, and then go to Raptors. You see that your top laner died. Your top laner still has his summoners, and he should ping that this guy has no flash. So like you can, I mean, are you gonna look for it? You can maybe punish this. Maybe. Yeah, you could have killed this set. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you just hit this Blasco and you walk over here and you walk straight top, you should walk top now though. Like, still walk top, bro. Yeah. You're a little bit late. Now it set's full HP. Oh, you're not walking top. Do you see this? Like, are you blind? It works out because your Aurelia outplayed him. But you see what I'm talking about? As a jungler, this is really okay. Now I will say, you did one good thing, right? You were watching bot. You were paying attention to the map, right? You just weren't paying attention to the map right in front of you. But you saw Echo gank bot and you take his camps. That's really good. So on one hand you did a really smart play, but on the other hand you let the variance happen. This was variance. There's a world where your Aurelia died there and then she would have just rage quit. You fight this. Nice. At least you got it. I think there's a world where you could have killed the Echo. But maybe you could have flashed on him, but maybe you would have died. So honestly, like, this is a good result. You can't yeah, you can't do the scuttle though. You just have to run. You saw it. I don't know if you saw in game, but the Echo took the scuttle, so he might try to invade you now. But he's pretty low. So this is fine. You do Gromp. Now, what I would do is I would look top here and see that this wave is like this. And gank. Because the set has to push. You see this wave state? This set has to push this wave in. Or he doesn't have a choice, right? It's gonna push. So your set is gonna be stuck right here. Or the enemy set's gonna be stuck right here with no flash. So you're kinda low though. That's the problem with the jungle this. Actually, you can't gank top. You can't. You're too low. It's clear. That's fine. But you see what I'm. You see, there's a situation. If you were full HP, you could have ganked. You know what I mean? Like right now, I mean, no, it's not worth ganking now. This set is really you should understand though that this set is really bad because his He's already shown the pattern that he'll always walk under tower when the wave is there. Right? So if he's gonna walk under tower on every wave, he should just die, right? Because usually people crash waves and then they back off and do something else. They can't gank them. Second kill both of us. Yeah, that's the risk with ganking Set. Especially now he has Ignite. But I'm saying, like, if you were full HP, I would have ganked it, right? Yeah, no, this is fine. The only problem here, if I was you, I would have done the Raptors first, because you did Gromp and then you did Wolves and then you reset. So if you did your Raptors and then your Krugs, you would have like the next time they spawn, they would spawn all in a row like this. You can clear them faster. But now you're gonna have to clear like this. You're gonna do this one, this one, this one, and then this one. So the next time you clear, if you do the Gromp, then you do the Wolves, and then you walk over here, and the Raptors won't be spawned. So you have to walk over to the Krugs to do the Krugs, and then walk all the way back and do the Raptors. You understand? This is a minor mistake, but this is fine. Now you should not walk this way. You should walk around. Unless you think you can chase, but you might be able to chase. I don't know Bel'Veth's limits. Yeah, okay, that was like, well played, well played. Well played. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I didn't know. I forgot that Bel'Veth is kind of you have 2 dashes plus. Yeah, got the knock up so you get an extra dash. Well played. I'll probably just get this health. No reason not to. Now I'd walk around, yeah. Try to protect your bot lane. But there's nothing happening. So just go to your Raptors. And then while you're walking to your Raptors, right? Every time you have... Oh, wait, actually you see this. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. Okay. You saw it. You turned around. Your map awareness is there, right? It's just... You can... Oh, nah, he has flash. You can't do anything. I mean, your bot lane should have backed off. That's not your fault. But... Every time you're walking somewhere, like... When you're jungling, you have nothing to do. You have nothing to do, right? When you're walking from, like... Especially when you were walking here, you were gonna walk to your Raptors. Every time you're doing something like that, you should always be like doing like this, looking at all 3 lanes. Try to get in the habit. Especially try to always remember if you do like if you clear Raptors and then you're about to walk to your Wolves, every time you're walking across here is like 7 to 8 seconds or something. 6 to 7, 8 seconds of you walking and doing nothing. You always have time to look what, ping enemy jungler position or something. See where you can gank. And like here, obviously you're watching your own camera while you're doing the Raptors. Your mid laner got fucking solo killed.
As expected.
Alright. Now you're just doing your clear. You're low health. Not much to do. Did you see Echo bot or something? This is fine because you see mid. Just finish the Herald. This is fine because your top laner has prio. Just doing this. You saw Echo, so you're completely safe. You could have dodged the. You should always dodge the Herald auto attack. It does a lot of damage. Like, you should move. You should dodge this. Queue behind him. As Bel'Veth especially, every time he goes in for the charged auto like this, like, you should queue behind him. Because you could be like half health right now. Plus, you would have gotten that HP, you would have been like 70% health, and then you could gank top. But because you tanked like 3 of his auto attacks, you're fucking low health and you can't even gank Set. Like, I'm trying to learn how to use F keys. Listen, pro tip for you, pro tip. Keys aren't, you don't like them, right? Because you have to move your hand all the way up there. Bind them. If you go to your key bindings, camera control. What? Is this for like? I guess this is for replays. I can't see mine, but my key binds. Mi vuelvo loco. What does that mean? I go crazy. Go crazy? Yeah. No, listen. Okay. Rebind. So F1 should be Z, X, and then F2 should be X, and then F3 should be C. What's your pro tip? Dude, you're gonna get diamond. Trust me. Now, if you look right, Z, X, and C on your keyboard, right? You have to move your fingers like this, right? And then you click Z, X, and C instead of moving your whole hand up to press F1, F2, F3. And you should have your...
Kali's rank 1 Iceland, by the way.
Oh, thank you for following. Your Z should be binded to top lane, right? Then your X should be binded to mid lane. And then your C would be binded to your AD carry. And you don't need to use the one for support because your AD carry and support in the same lane. So those are a lot easier to reach. And that's what I started doing. And now I've started using them a lot more. But you don't even need to use your F keys though. Because especially when you're walking across here, you can use your... Like you see my mouse is just on my map, and this takes a little bit longer time. But when you're just walking, you don't need. But when you're clearing a camp, that's when you use your F keys. Anyway, let's see. So, but your team right now is losing really hard. You're doing okay though. This is a good counter gank. This is a really good counter gank. Counter ganks are OP. You flash in, really nice. Nice shutdown. Now Herald, just Herald this. Get gold for your AD carry. Yeah, like auto attack it a few times. Okay, no, this is fine. You probably weren't gonna one shot it because it gets so much armor for 3 people. Good job. Take the Gromp. Take the Gromp and then take Dragon. Damn. No, you shouldn't. You can't dive. Now this is getting a little shady. Their support respawn, so you probably shouldn't chase. Their support respawn and their mid laner respawn, so get the fuck out of there. Go do Dragon. Nice. The only problem is, like, I guess you could have skipped Gromp to do Dragon, because now the whole enemy team spawns. But okay, you're doing it fast enough, so it doesn't matter. You see their whole team spawned, so they could have been here to contest. Sometimes you wanna, like when a game is close like this, like your team's losing, you wanna like be like super fast. Nice. This should be a double kill. You should save your W for the Samira ult. You might still win, but you would have. Yeah, you could have killed Samira. When you're playing against champions like this, you know, Samira has a burst, which is her ult that does a shit ton of damage. You should use your spell. What's it called? I don't know what it's called. Let me wait for you to spawn. This one. This ability gives you 70% damage reduction. So you should press it when the Samira presses her ult. Right? Does that not make sense? If you would have done that, you would have just killed both of them. Because you would have taken 0 damage from the Samira ult. Your Aurelia is so bad, man. Yeah, like it, yeah. Just always try to think about how your champion works with other champions. Like, you know, like if you're playing against Echo, if he hits 2 marks on you and he's about to hit the 3rd mark, you should press your W, right? Because his third mark does the most damage. So think about every champion and when they're about to do the most damage to you, and that's when you press W. Sometimes you press W just to burst, but okay. I mean, you can see that this is warded, so just be well. They're already fighting, so it doesn't matter. This is a good gank. But the problem is like your laners are all losing though. Yeah, chase this. You're doing really good. I think the whole enemy team is also doing good, so it's tough. And your team is not doing like that good. You know, like this Aurelia. Aurelia's she's losing lane. This Lux is losing lane. She's actually up in CS though, so I mean this is still winnable right now. Doing your camps, it's good. Now, okay, now you have to think in this situation. You have to really think what the win condition is. You always have to like, especially right now, okay? There's not a lot going on right now. Let's see, Dragon is spawning in a minute 37. How do you show gold? Hold on. The O key. Wait. That did not. That was. How do you show gold? Q. Sorry. Q. Wait. It doesn't fucking work. There used to be like there's like a thing where you can see how much gold you have. I don't know how to do it. That doesn't matter. But right now, okay, so what you need to always think, right? You need to be looking at when dragon spawns. Like right now, if you look at the map, so if you have a lot of gold, hey, pretty sure I saw your channel on the Kazakhs mains subreddit and I've been waiting to see you live. Dude, yeah, I posted my YouTube video where I had a pretty informative Kazakhs game on the Kazakhs main subreddit. I think press X. I don't know, something bugged. I think my keybinds just don't work. But what I'm trying to say is, right, so it's 130 on dragon, right? A lot of times, right, you always want to reset before like dragon like around a minute, right? Sometimes you go a little bit like 50-40 seconds if you're confident you can make it in time. Sometimes you recall at like 120 or 110. You need to set up before dragon. But in a situation like this, you look at the map, right? The enemy team is 100%. Like if you look at how the map is, right? Where would the enemy team want to go to fight? Look at your bot lane. They want to kill your bot lane. You need to be spamming your bot lane like away right now. And you also need to be deciding if you have enough gold to recall and buy something impactful. You should recall for dragon so you can fight the dragon with all your gold spent. Or if you don't have that much gold, right? You're sitting on your blade and rooking pretty huge power spike. You should have been right after you finished Raptors. You should walk straight bot lane and sit in this bush, because you know, if you look at the map, you know that the enemy team is gonna gank bot lane. So if you're there for the fight, you see the Anivia is already moving there, but now you're showing yourself. So it's kind of awkward. The Echo might come out of the bush. Depends. I mean, your bot lane just died 2v2 though. Maybe you can salvage this. Yeah, good shit though. Like it's good of you to go here, right? But maybe you could have been in the bush to counter the fight already. No, I mean, you're just kind of hitting that wave for no reason. You never saw Echo on the map, so I don't know. This is fine, but you fucking lost your... I mean, your top laner is so gapped. It's just top diff. There's definitely a few... You played really well, but there's just a few minor things that you could have done better, I think. You know? Like, small things. Never changed. Yeah. You had a live stream? Ja, så. Kan du ta fara? Okay. You can't say bye with it? Okay. Anyway, I don't know if there's much more that I can say about this game. You just have no prio. Your teammates are AFK. Your bot lane's gonna keep walking into their lane and just push. Like, the problem is they can't walk bot anymore. They should not be laning bot anymore because they don't have any control of anything. But they just keep pushing because there's Caitlyn. She just keeps pushing for no reason and dying. This game's pretty much over. Like, there's nothing you can do at this point. Like, I don't even know if I would have been able to carry this game. Is this an unwinnable game? Yeah. If you would have played perfect from the start, maybe you could have done something. But the problem is, like, there's some games where you just have to lose, right? When the enemy's set is this fed, when a bruiser tank is so fed that they just take your inhib at like 15 minutes, like, it's like it just happens, you know. Thing is, you might have, if you would have identified that it's a volatile lane, you might have been there, like, been able to be there in time for you to counter it. You know what I mean? I want to ask you for a game.